There's a special kind of magic in the air when the rain falls gently outside and the world slows down. It's a feeling that invites you to embrace the warmth and comfort of good food, good company, and a moment of peace. That's exactly how we found ourselves walking into Hangang Ramyeon on a rainy afternoon with my two best friends, Tint and Tam. It wasn't just about the food. It was about the experience, the cozy atmosphere, and the little adventure that awaited us. Hangang Ramyeon isn't just a place to eat. It's a place to get your hands dirty, to try something new, and to share something truly special with the people you care about. As we stepped inside, we were greeted by the comforting warmth that contrasted with the cool, rainy weather outside. The smell of fresh broth and sizzling noodles wrapped around us like a hug, and for a moment, everything else faded away. It was just us, the rain, and the exciting adventure of creating our own ramen bowls. The rain outside seemed to set the tone for the entire experience. It wasn't a heavy downpour, just a soft, steady drizzle that made everything feel serene. It's one of those days where the world outside feels quieter, slower, and you can't help but appreciate the little things. The sound of raindrops tapping against the windows, the warm glow of the lights inside, and the soft hum of chatter around you. The atmosphere in Hangang Ramyeon perfectly matched the rain. It felt like a cozy little bubble, where everything moved at its own pace, and all you had to do was lean back and enjoy the moment.
Không ghi giá là free. Không ghi giá chứ là free. Tao nghĩ là tao cần ngô á, ngô chứ phô mai, hiểu không? Là lì nữa. Có chứ mày. Ủa chứ cái này là gì? Trời ơi, con mẹ những hình con nghĩa là gì đâu. Tao có thể thấy được nhưng mà nghe ngon hơn á.
Now, this is where things got interesting. Hangang Ramyeon isn't your average ramen joint. It's a place where you get to choose your own noodles, toppings, and even cook your ramen. At first, it felt a little intimidating. How much of each ingredient should we pick? What if we messed it up? But as we started exploring the options, excitement replaced any hesitation. The variety of toppings was endless, from fresh vegetables and soft-boiled eggs to different kinds of meats and spices. Tint, always the adventurous one, started tossing in ingredients without a second thought. Meanwhile, Tam was more thoughtful, carefully picking her toppings to create the perfect balance. I found myself in between, experimenting with different combinations, savoring the creative process. We pushed our little carts down the aisles, each one filled with all sorts of delicious toppings, sauces, and noodles. It felt like we were walking through a treasure trove of flavors, with every corner offering something new and exciting to try. There was laughter in the air as we debated over which noodle was the best, and friendly banter as we all tried to outdo each other with the most interesting combinations of ingredients. Each choice we made felt like an extension of our personalities, and the process of building our ramen bowls together was already starting to feel like a fun adventure. We pushed our little carts down the aisles, each one filled with all sorts of delicious toppings, sauces, and noodles. It felt like we were walking through a treasure trove of flavors, with every corner offering something new and exciting to try. There was laughter in the air as we debated over which noodle was the best, and friendly banter as we all tried to outdo each other with the most interesting combinations of ingredients. Each choice we made felt like an extension of our personalities, and the process of building our ramen bowls together was already starting to feel like a fun adventure. As we pushed our carts back to the table and prepared to cook, we couldn't help but notice how cute the entire place was. The design was quirky, playful, and full of little details that made it feel so welcoming. Soft pastel colors, adorable illustrations on the walls, and playful lighting created a lighthearted and cozy atmosphere. It wasn't just about the food, it was about the entire experience, and the design added to that perfectly. There was something so charming about the space that made it feel like we were in a special little world of our own. The vibrant, colorful interior made us smile every time we looked around, and it was impossible not to feel relaxed and happy in such a cheerful environment. It was clear that the people behind Hangang Ramyeon didn't just care about the food, they cared about creating a space where people could enjoy themselves and connect with each other. The design was an invitation to slow down, to enjoy the little moments, and to take a break from the fast-paced world outside. And with the rain still falling gently outside, it felt like we had found our own little corner of happiness. Now, the most exciting part of the experience, cooking the ramen ourselves. There was something so satisfying about watching the water come to a boil, the steam rising from the pot, and the noodles starting to cook. The broth, which had been simmering on the side, added its rich, savory fragrance to the air, making our mouths water in anticipation. We added the noodles, the toppings, and finally, the special sauces that would bring everything together. It was a process that made us feel like we were in control, that we were part of the meal-making experience, not just passive diners. It wasn't just about eating ramen. It was about the joy of creating something with our own hands, and that made every bite feel even more special. And then, the moment we had all been waiting for, the first bite. The noodles were perfectly cooked, the broth rich and comforting, and the toppings. Everything we had hoped for. There was something so special about the ramen we had created ourselves. It wasn't just about the food. It was about the experience, the joy of cooking together, and the memories we were making with each bite. Tint, Tam, and I exchanged satisfied glances, each of us savoring the flavors in our own way. There was a deep sense of contentment as we sat there, enjoying the meal we had worked on together, and the warmth of the food made us feel like everything was right in the world. As Tint and Tam and I sat down at our table, we couldn't help but smile at how perfect everything felt. The day was gloomy, yet inside, we were surrounded by warmth and light. It felt like the perfect escape from the outside world, as if time had slowed down just for us to enjoy this little moment of peace together. As we continued to eat, the conversation flowed easily. We talked about everything: life, food, travel, and of course, how much we were enjoying the ramen. The cozy, playful environment of Hangang Ramyeon made it easy to relax and be ourselves. The rain outside continued to fall, but inside, we were warm and content, sharing laughs and stories over our steaming bowls of ramen. There's something about food that brings people closer, and this experience was no exception. It wasn't just about the meal, it was about the shared moments, the little joys, and the feeling of being together, enjoying something simple yet meaningful. As we finished our ramen and cleaned up, there was a lingering sense of happiness. We knew this wasn't just another meal, it was an experience we would remember. There was something about the combination of good food, great company, and the cozy atmosphere of Hangang Ramyeon that made the day feel special. We stood up, ready to leave, but not before we shared one last smile and a few more laughs. The rain had slowed, and the world outside seemed just a little bit brighter. We stepped out into the cool air, feeling full and content, knowing that this rainy day at Hangang Ramyeon had given us more than just a meal. It had given us a memory we treasure. And just like that, our Hangang Ramyeon date came to an end. But the warmth of the experience, the laughter, and the memories will stay with us long after the rain has stopped. Sometimes, it's the simplest things, the sound of the rain, the warmth of the food, and the company of good friends that create the most unforgettable moments. We left feeling full, both in body and soul, knowing that the next time we need comfort, we'll know exactly where to go.
Nhưng mà em chỉ ăn cay. Nhưng mà hot dog bắp đúng không? Biết. Biết hot dog bắp.